System updates is one of those topics that goes old real fast because Microsoft keeps changing how it does things and they keep renaming things. So we'll do the best we can for where we are right now. And today, by the way, is August 9, 2020. So if you hear this sometime in the future, it may have changed. Let's talk about update options. Updates, first of all, I will tell you, will occur on Windows whether you want them or not. There are ways to turn it off, but not using the standard tools that Microsoft gives you. You have to do some very clever swizzling, and there are some applications you can look up on the web on how to do that. So how do we set all these and what options do we have? Well, I'm just going to click Start here and go to the Settings, and then Update and Security and Windows Update. So you can see one thing I can do is pause them for 7 days. I have paused them here. I'm going to click Resume, and updates will resume. Change the active hours. Windows will try not to update during hours that you specify that you want to be using your system. And by the way, it did find some that's downloading and installing. So I can change the active hours and turn on and off active hours. In this case, if I turn it on, I'm letting the device decide what my active hours are based on my usage. Next, we have the View Update History. This is an important one, not only because I can tell what updates I have done, what updates have occurred, like that, but here's also where I can install some of those updates if I wish to uninstall them. If I click Uninstall, you'll see that I go to a Control Panel applet where I have a list of updates that have recently installed, and I can click them and I can uninstall particular ones from here. That's really important. You need to know how to uninstall or roll back updates that have occurred on your system. Let's go back here again, and here are some advanced options. Okay, let's take a look at those. Retrieve updates for other Microsoft products when you update Windows. Well, I happen to have Microsoft Office 365 installed on this computer, so I leave that turned on. Download updates over metered connections. I was playing with this earlier. I don't have a metered connection. Typically, I would leave that off like that. Restart this device. By the way, metered connections just means you're paying for your bandwidth. You don't have an unlimited plan, and so you don't want it to update automatically unless it asks you first, so that you can delay your updates until a time that maybe a new month starts. If you turn that on, it will still update critical system security updates, but Microsoft promises they won't abuse it. That's what they say. Restart this device as soon as possible when a restart is required. I leave that on. I typically don't want to have it sit there and wait, and then I come in the next day and am ready to start working, and all of a sudden it says, oh, by the way, you need to restart the system in order to install the updates. Now, I want it to go ahead and restart when I'm not looking so it doesn't bother me later on. Update notifications. Do I want it to update me when a restart, when it requires restart? No, I don't want it to, or I mean not update me, but notify me. No, I don't want it to notify me. I just want it to restart, so I leave that off. I can pause until a certain date, and you notice I've got 7 days, so I had that option up here of just pausing for 7 days. But down here, I can actually set a specific day within that 7 days. And then, so this is an interesting one. Delivery optimization. If I click this, I can allow updates on other PCs on my network, for example, my wife's PC, to also share updates, and I can share updates with her PC so that we don't have to download as much from Microsoft for every PC in the room or in the house or on the network. I can also allow other PCs on my local network and PCs on the internet. Now, that sounds dangerous, doesn't it? Don't worry. These are well signed and controlled so that you can't get dangerous ones. So it's not particularly unsafe to check that. Advanced options, let's go into that. Here you can see I can set bandwidth limits so that I can keep from overusing my bandwidth if I'm limited on my bandwidth. and only let it do a certain amount at a time. Here's an activity monitor, and this tells me, well, how much have I uploaded from other PCs on my network, and how much have I gotten myself. And so all that information is here. It looks like I have gotten a little bit from other PCs on my local network. Most of it I'm getting myself. There are other times that this shows about 50-50 between my wife's computer and mine. So I do allow it to download from that computer. Those are pretty much all of the update options we have.